What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course, and it is that time of year again. We have a stack of mid-ranges, and we're not filming a method to the mid-range madness. No, today instead we are filming a mid-range in the bag. What is currently my mid-range lineup? I've got 5 mids, 5 molds. Let's go ahead and start throwing. But we're going to play 5 different holes, and I want to highlight each mold on their own specific respective holes. So we're going to start off with the most understable. The most understable mid-range in my bag currently is the Proton Soft Paradox. And yes, it is pretty soft, pretty flexible, with the numbers of 5, 4, -4, 1, or -4, 0, and a parting line that is much lower than the midpoint of the disc. This is a very understable disc. However, it's not quite as understable as the most understable mid-ranges out there. It's not quite Rolo understable, but it's very usably understable. And on a shot like this, I can commit to a hyzer release so that I can hit the gap cleanly and know that it's going to stand up every single time. Not exactly the best shot for this hole, but when I need a disc to go right, I know the Paradox is going to go right. I can throw it on as much hyzer as I want to. I can literally throw it on as much hyzer as I possibly can, and it will still flip up all the way to flat and possibly over. It's so incredibly understable, but because of the Proton, even though it's Proton Soft, it is torque resistant and it is reliable. So Proton Soft Paradox, my super understable mid-range. Next step up in stability, and for me it is a big step up because the Paradox is way more understable than any other mid-range I bag. And this one's going to be slightly controversial for some people. I bag a Luna as a mid-range. It goes as far as a mid-range. Currently I'm bagging the Z-Swirl Tour Series. It's a little bit softer, a little bit grippier, a little bit gummier, but it's Tour Series or North Cove, Tour Series or North Cove. They're basically the exact same flight, so I can kind of cycle them in and out and put whichever color I'm feeling for the day. I use this as my flip up to laser beam, just dead straight mid-range, where the Buzz Hex, whatever that -1-1 mid-range is, they will flip up, but they will also fade because they're still mid-rangey. The Luna gets as much distance as a mid-range, but because it's got a slightly smaller, slightly more putter style rim, it doesn't slow down as quickly, so you get much less fade out of the Luna than you would out of the actual, what most people would term actual mid-range alternative. So I use the Luna as just I need to hit a line and I don't want it to fade. We're throwing the Luna. Of course, then I throw it. The North Coves I've been throwing a touch less stable because they've hit more trees. This one's a little bit newer, so this one still has some fade, which I'm trying to cycle all of my Lunas so that they all stay the same stability and they all end up as that laser beam dead straight disc. So this one still needs a little bit more time, but that's still more fade than you're going to see from the 3 slightly more stable mid-ranges. So let's go take a look at what one of those is. again, one step up in stability. This is currently in my bag. I have the Tour Series Buzz from this year, the Z Swirl. This plastic, I love this plastic. It feels so good. And the Z Swirl Tour Series Buzz is a good bit straighter than your typical Z Buzz. So this, while it isn't as overstable as, we'll say, the particle proton hexes I was throwing, or even than the Buzzsaw or the Ledgestone Buzz, this Buzz allows me, it still has more torque resistance than a Luna, so I can throw it a little bit harder, and I can throw it a little bit flatter, a little bit less of a hyzer flip shot. This I can get some long drifting turnover shots with. Not quite as, I'm gonna put it on anhyzer like I would with the Method, but the Buzz, I can hit it hard and flat and know that it's going to give me a little bit of a drift. So on a tunnel shot like this, it might just be perfect. It's almost perfect. But you saw the drift start to happen. I just pulled it a tiny bit, but I'm not sure if the Buzz is going to make the bag for the foreseeable future, but right now I'm kind of vibing with this Buzz and it's working out really well. So we're gonna stick with it for now. Now in steps what I believe is the only mold on the market like it in its own class. That is the Axiom Proton Pyro. Now I know that there's another disc that is in between the Buzz and the Pyro instability wise. It's just easier to film this hole first. The Pyro though is completely unrivaled. It is the perfect forehand mid-range. It is better than all of the 4-speed approach discs. It has the same torque resistance, but more distance and more control at distance. It is. And I think it's a good time to tell you guys now, I'm not trying to keep all my Proton Pyros for myself. I'm going to be doing a giveaway with a Proton Pyro if you stick around to the end of the video. Unless we hit a big milestone for the channel, I think I'm going to be doing a giveaway on one of the four in the bags every year. So once every 4 months, stick around. You might have to watch through all 4 of them, but stick around for those giveaways. Proton Pyro is going to be the one for August. And this Proton Pyro, it's not the one being given away, but it is probably my favorite one. I could have thrown it better. I could have flexed it, but I didn't. Just kind of soft armed it. But that is one of the... at this point I've thrown so many different molds, and there is not another mold that does what the Pyro does. There are other molds that do what the Buzz does, what the Paradox does, what the Luna does. There is not another disc that does what a Proton Pyro does. And for that reason, Proton Pyro is going to be in the bag for a very, very, very long time. And last, but most certainly not least, this is the C-Line Method. Currently what's in the bag, it was a Lux Vapor Method for a good portion of the past year. And I think at some point it will probably change back to the Lux Vapor. Not because the C-Line is bad, but because the Lux Vapor beats in faster. So if I want to start to cycle methods, I could cycle Lux Vapor and then go back to the C-Line. But for right now, the C-Line is what's in the bag. It is, for my arm speed, the perfect overstable backhand mid-range. It is slightly overstable, not aggressively overstable, not super, super dumpy, but it will always give you a fade. But the thing I love about the Method is that slightly different than the Rock 3. The Rock 3 has 4 glide. The Method really does kind of have 5 glide, because it does like to hold on to that turnover a little bit longer. And while you can find a Rock 3 that flies like the perfect disc, every single method already flies like the perfect disc. So for that reason, for reliability and the ease of just replacing it, it's going to be the method for a very long time. We'll keep testing some other discs for the last couple months of the year, but for now, it is going to be the method. When a disc matches your arm speed that extremely perfectly, you keep throwing that disc, because not everything does. So hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If you guys have any thoughts or considerations about my mid-range lineup, make sure to leave those in the comment down below. But if you want to keep seeing more videos like this, make sure to like the video. If you want to be entered into subscriber-only giveaways, make sure to subscribe. But if you want to be entered into monthly giveaways, make sure to check out the memberships down below as well. Until next time, see you out on the course. So, nothing wrong with this pyro at all. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is slightly used, but not very frequently. The main reason is the blue rim does not show up on the camera. So, it's a really good pyro, and I love the pyro mold, and I'm trying to help out one of my subscribers. So, if you're subscribed, but unfortunately, only the US or Canada, I'm not gonna ship it overseas, unfortunately. So US or Canada, go ahead and say mid-range in the bag 25 down below. You'll be entered into this.